Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm thrilled to bring you another highly requested tutorial today. I will diving into the world of web development, focusing on Next-Auth authentication for the Next.js app directory. We'll be adding some fantastic packages to the mix, including the Shadcn UI library. It's the most powerful and lightweight UI library. Also, we'll add the React hook form to integrate the form like this kind of forms. The login form, the registration form. So to forms, we will add the React hook form. Also, we will learn the React hot toast, how we can integrate with the Next.js app directory. And obviously, we will use the MongoDB and MongoDB Compass. Okay, so before we get started, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell, so you will never miss out my valuable tutorials. Without further ado, let's jump right in. So the first thing first, let me zoom in. We'll install the Next.js 13.5 and the folder name called Next.Auth tutorial. It will take some time. I hope you can see the the yes lint, tailwind, right? We'll add app router. Yeah, we will use the app router 100% default, right? Okay, so it will take some time, like a few seconds to install the React Next.js. After that, we will install the Shadcn UI library. Let's go to the documentation. Here is the installation guide. You'll find in Next.js, you see, there is the guide. So npx Shadcn UI latest.init. Okay, I think it's done. Okay, it's done. Right. So let's cd next Shadcn UI library. So there is a tricks. There is a few technical things before we install the Shadcn UI library. You have to learn. So let me guide you how you can install this library step by step. First of all, yeah, they recommend me to use TypeScript. Yes, we are going to use the TypeScript. Keep it default, keep it select. And there is an issue. They are find the global CSS inside the app directory, but you can see in our folder, here is our folder. The parent folder, after the subfolder is called src, and then app, after that the global CSS. So what we can do, we can click on the tab button and then right here src before the app, and then hit enter and keep it as it is. And also there is a tailwind config.js. They located the tailwind config.js, but we have to see, you can see our tailwind config. This is a .ts file, right? So we have to remove the js to ts and keep as it is, keep as it is, keep as it is, right? So it will take a few moments. Yeah, the Shadcn UI library installation is completed. So after that, we will add a few more library. For example, the NextAuth, the Mongoose, the JSON web token, the Bcrypt.js, Axios, etc. So let me run it. Now you can see Yarnet, NextAuth, Mongoose, JSON web token, Bcrypt.js. Okay, this kind of packages we are going to use. And note it. When we develop this project, if any new packages needed to install, we will install this package in the meantime. Okay, but to start the project, this is our first priority. So we are going to first install this plug extensions to move it. Okay, so in the meantime, when its installation ongoing, let's move into Shadcn. What which components we are going to use. Here you can see in the Shadcn UI front page, you'll find the component, the cards. You see there is a pre-built card which comes with the login form, so you'll use this. Also we'll use the button. So let me go to the component. So before we get started, better we prepare everything, and then once a time we will move it. Okay, so here is the button. Next we find the button. Here is the button. The code. Here is the how you install the button. We will need the button because here you can see in our package we have the button, right? So we'll add the button. Also, all you need, we need the card. This is the card. It's completed installation. After that, we'll need label. It's label because of there is a label name. You see, there is a label before the input fields. So we must need the label from Shadcn UI library. I think this modules is perfect to get started. I don't need anything else. Yeah. All right. If you want, we can just add the avatar in future. Okay, fine. I think our packages installation is completed. We can close this PowerShell, Windows PowerShell. Let's move into the folder. Or we can see everything is done. We can open with code. Right. So there is a little more configuration is remaining. So this is what we can use the theme from the Shadcn UI library. Let me find the theming. Here is the theme, you see. So go to the Shadcn UI library. You will find the themes. I like this color, right? Or this color. Okay. So all of those colors are nice, professional. Even you can customize this color whatever you want. Slate, stone, you see gray, natural, orange, so yellow, rose. Okay, so let's copy the rose, copy code. Here, copy it and go to the the global CSS. From my end, I think to find global CSS from better not from there. From my end, I think if I go to global CSS from there, press the Ctrl P and like the right here the global, then easily find any file from there. Okay, we will remove this, right? Yeah, we'll remove this and paste. Okay, so our the new theme is installed completed. After that, a little more configuration is remaining. So let's move to the next config. Next, so type free script config, ts config. Here you can see it's appearing me ES5. So we are not going to use the ES5. We'll use the ES 2022, right? Yes, 2020. Sorry, 2000. Sorry, guys, 20, the latest one. Okay, so our package, our site configuration, everything is completed. So let's move into the next step. We can run the site from the terminal. VS Code terminal or from the folder, direct folder. So my prefer is to use VS Code terminal, yarn dev. Localhost. You don't need these kind of tabs. This is right. This is nice, right? Okay. So what we have to do, first of all, you can see this is the common page this data comes with. We are not going to use this, so we can remove this from the site. So this is the empty page. To test everything, first of all, we have to minimize it to update, to see the update real time. Yeah, that will be fine for us. Let's move to the layout and rename this NextAuth to NextAuth complete tutorial. Okay, leave it as empty. Fine. So let's remove everything from there. We don't need this, we don't need this, and we also do not need this. Keep as it is simple. And since this is the root layout, we are going to create a navigation here. So in the component folder, we can create a folder called navigation. Navigation menu bar, and it should be navigation menu bar.tsx. RFC. Okay, this is and I will add this there. Navigation menu bar, right? Yeah, you can see this is the updates. Also, I would like to use little different, like bg class name. I think this looks a little different. Yeah, that's nice. So firstly, let's create a menu item for our package, for our project. Constant menu items equal. We must need 2 or 3 menu items. Number 1, the icons, it should be login, and we must need 2 items at least. Register, it should be register. Okay, so class name, we will use a color there. This is slate 400, white full, right? And create another div, class name text item center. Okay, we are going to, okay, we will use this item center to keep item center justified between max screen. Okay, fine. And there also we need 2 items, one for our logo. I'll import the next link, extra. This is home page, your logo. And you can see his logo is appearing nicely, your logo, right? And same time I will create another div, and it should be this, and menu items map. Okay, I mean, we will print these menu items here. So menu item should be menu item and index, and we also use their link. Yeah, this should be link here. And we'll use the key call index. And finally, okay, fine. Logo, not this is there is not should logo, menu items, and what is the title. Also we'll use the href. Inside the href we'll rename this and use the link URL. You can see that two menu items are available there, login and register. That will not work for now. You can see it will comes with 404 error. You see the 404 error because we have not created this pages yet. So before we create those pages, let's make some changes of the design, look, and outlook and feel. We'll use the uppercase for our logo and the font bold and text excel and text white. I think that will look great, your logo, right? And for the menu item, or from for the purpose of test, we'll use the our busy black, text white. Okay, fine. So guys, I'm leaving everything on you, especially the design, the outlook, the feel. So I'm not going to waste more time. Additional time to write the CSS that will be bothering you. My focusing is to tell you how we can implement the functions, how the functions is working. So that's why I am just using my pre-designed CSS. So I hope that will make some fun for you. Okay, so the login, register, everything is fine. Let's change this to this flakes. Okay, fine. Everything nice. All right, login, register, everything's nice. So our menu is completed. Let's move to the another stage. Let's create those routes, those pages, especially the login and register. So first, I prefer to create the register page because when someone register on our site, then they can log in. So first prefer is to create register page, then we will create the login page because those pages are based on same layout. And we must have to use the use client here because this is a client client-side rendering component. So first of all, go to the app directory. I think you can see this from your end. Yeah. Go to the app directory, create a folder with a name called auth, and then create another folder which is called name register, and create another file which is called page.tsx rfc. And this should be register page. So now if I go to the register, we can see the register page is available and it looks good. So let's design some so let's do some design on this page. I'll use the busy zinc. It should be 900. It should look great. Okay, keep as it is. Okay, fine. So let's go to the Shadcn UI library. Shadcn UI library. I hope you remember we have discussed to create a cart. To create register page, we will use the cart. Okay, so Okay, so this is the card. Let's go to the view code. This page will redirect to the GitHub, and here inside the component we will found the card, the login card. Cookie settings, create account. Yeah, this is should be this is right. Okay, here you can see we can copy this enter. We can copy enter line. Okay, fine. So make sure this should be this component should be, since this is a page, okay, so we will use client, but this is not recommended to use client. We will make some tricks here to run this page smoothly. First, let's complete this, then we will think about it. Maybe we forget to integrate the input. Let's integrate the input from the Shadcn UI library. Go to the component, and here you'll find the input, right? We have not installed the input UI, I mean input component, so that's why it's getting me an error. So right click here. It will take some time. In the meantime, we can edit something there. Yeah, the create an account, that's good. Enter the below. Okay, keep it as it is. Fine. Cart content. Here is the cart footer. Okay. Let's input. Okay, fine. Now we have to change to the use client. Use client. But we will not use the use client on the direct on this page, because we will do the we will keep it to server side rendering. But for the primary purpose, we will to check this. Okay, you can see everything is fine. The form is obviously nice looking form from Shadcn UI library. So what we can do right now, I can change something a little better from this, from there. So create another div. Yeah, so class name. Here we will write the greet calls 1, md greet calls 2. You can see something is more beautiful. Yeah, right. Greet calls 2. Everything is fine. And make some gap there, px7 and md px10. You can see it takes some gap, and that's now it's looking good. Okay, and it should be mx auto. And there I think we have to make max white screen to Excel. So by doing this, you can see the central align, everything is looking great. So I think we can change something different, then it should look more beautiful. Okay, here we have created two div 1. This is the left side, and also we'll create another div. This is the right side. Okay, yeah, now it looks more beautiful. Let's dive into this. Class name let's call grid class md. Okay, fine. Grid calls 1, md grid calls 2. Okay, it's true. Grid calls 1, grid calls 2. Okay, everything is fine. Name flex call. Okay. So, oh my god, grid, zr and grid. Okay, so it's moving to right side. Now I think it looks more beautiful. I'm sorry, I just typo mistake. No problem. So there's another tricks. Mean height screen. You can see. Wow, 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 wow. Right? And we'll add more tricks to make it more beautiful. You can guess. Yeah, I will add justify center. Wow, you see, now it looks awesome. Sorry. So our registration form, the basic form installation is completed. So now we have to do the functionality for the form. Okay, so as I told you before, for now, for the test purpose, we are using use client for the main page, which is called register, but we are not going to use the client side rendering to render this page. We will keep it server side rendering for the page, but this component will move to the different component and use as a client side rendering. So to do this, let's create a form here, component, and create a folder, users, and create a file, registration form.tsx, rfc. This should be use client. Sorry, very fast. We have to write the very fast registration form. Okay, so regarding the cart content, we'll move this. Yeah, this will move this cart, enter cart content to the registration form. This is the magic. Cart content, button, label, input. Yeah, and we'll no need this. Also, we'll use the cart footer, move the cart footer to there after the cart content. Sorry. Yeah, cart footer, the content, fine. So save it. You'll not see there anything else. So now call this registration form from the component. And you'll see the magic happened. We're not going to use the use client, and there is no error because we have not used any client type of component, and we don't need this. You can ask me, this component we can print in the server side, but there is issue because we have to validate the form. Okay, the name field, the email field, the password field, we have to validate this form from the client side. So that's why we have to move to the additional component to validate those forms. Okay, so before we move it, let's create another field which is called name. And this is a name field. This is a text. Yeah, you see. I'll leave it my name, so you can change it as you want. And as you can see, we are going to use this GitHub and Google login for the registration page also and the login page also. So we can move these items to the another component, then we can reuse it. Okay, let's create another component which is called, I can copy and paste it and rename it to login provider.tsx. So let's rename it to login provider and keep those things as it is. Okay, just remove this, we don't need this, and don't need the buttons. Okay, fine. Also from the registration form, we are not going to use this anymore. Fine, right? There is no, okay. And same time, we will remove this and card footer. There is no card footer. So the login provider, we will integrate this login provider before the registration form. Oh, how nice, you see? Create account, GitHub, Google, or continue with name, email, and password, and then create account. So our primary form integration is completed, especially the front-end UI. Let's move into the functionalities. Registration form. Our form completed. Okay. So my friend, as I told you before, we are going to use the React hook form. So let's move to integrate the React hook form. So first of all, we have to call a variable, and from the React hook form, we are going to use the register, and also we will use the handle submit. Okay, before write this, let's import the React hook form first. I think then they will suggest me and it will save my time. React hook form. Yeah. So use from, we are going to use the use from. Okay, so register, handle submit. No. Handle submit. And also we will use the form state. This form state for send the error message to the client. Use from, okay, use from. So there is a question. Do I need to add any default value? Handle submit. Okay, there is a mistake from form state errors. Okay, sorry for the typo mistake, and we will use the default values, and default values should be, we'll use the name, we'll use the name and email, also the password. And before we move ahead, we have to call a interface because we are using TypeScript. So validate from the TypeScript, we can use the interface, and there should be user register, and there we need the name, email, and password. So name should be string, and password should be a string, and email also is a string. So we can use this from there after the use from. Yeah, so that should be, we can justify where we are doing it wrong. So our use from is completed integration. So let's move ahead and call the handle submit inside the form. So there is a question where we are going to add this. We don't need this, and we can call a form here, or you can, form. We can call the form here. Perfect. And also we will call the on submit from the React hook form. I think this is the best form ever I use. So that's why those people suggest, most of the developers suggest to use React hook form. On submit, handle submit, and we'll call a function there. Constant handle submit form. Okay, and we will use, this should be an async function. async function. Okay, and we'll use this there. And we'll receive the data from the React hook form and use this, right? The data, and data should be this. And same time, what we can do, we can use the we can use the try case, and I recommend to use the finally. Why I recommend to use the finally, I will tell you later when I use this. Okay, so there everything is done, the try, case, and finally everything is done, and error should be type any. Okay, so what we are going to do first time, we are going to console this, what we are receiving when a user submit this data. But still we have not integrated any functions to get data from these input fields, so we have to do this. We can make more little optimization. We don't need this there. Yeah, then the form should be looks more clear and beautiful. Let's move to the login provider and the buttons, right? Yeah. After this, I think keep it or continue it. Okay, so the form is clear and smarter. You can see the name field, the email field, and the password field. The form is now clear to understand. Okay, so integrate the functions for the React hook form. First of all, we have to register it. Since we have called the register, fine. So how we call the register? From by there, register. The field name is name. Right? Yeah, the field name is name. We will copy it and reuse this there and there. Also, the field name is password, and also the email name is email. Sorry, the field name is email, name, email, and password. So now we can handle the errors. Let me find if any component for the errors. Or what we can do? We can okay, leave everything as it is. Let's call the errors dot name. Sorry, name. Yeah. So if errors if my functions have the errors, then this component, I mean this span will print. This span comes with the name.message. Yeah. So what we can do, we can update a few color, right? Let me first check. Oh my god, it's not working. It should be working. First button, type submit. We have not aligned the type submit. Okay, also we have not call any error here. So first of all, we have to assign the error functionality, what we are going to use. So to call the error function, we have to use the register, and register should be name first because our field name is name. So you use the field name is name, and the required, this should be required true. So if I click, if I keep it true, then there is no message, custom message will not appear. So what we can do, we can write your custom message like name must be provided. Okay, yeah. So if I create new, you can see name must be provided available. So little change from there, class name, and I think the error should be red, right? Text red, and red, and let's set favorite, and this should be access. Yeah, name must be provided. I think little more larger is good. Yeah, name must be provided. Great. So same way we can do the password and the email. So I think for the email field, we have to more validate, like not only the required field, the email field must contain the @ of and a number, and the password field must contain the number, the characters, the capital letter, the small letter, and a special character. So I have the pre-write code, a few pre-write code. You leave it there, and I think it will help you, and you can use in your code. So no need this type of explanation. Oh, okay. I will explain what I use there. You can see the password is required. First of all, first condition is password is required. Second condition, we're going to use by regex is A to Z, must need A to Z. I mean the alphabets. We must need this kind, one of the special character. We need the, okay. So this is our I mean mandatory characters what you need to write passwords. And also for the email, we must as we recommend, we must need the alphabets, and field must be required. So that's completed. Let's move to the next step. Name, there should be not name, it should be the email, and there should be message, and after that copy it, paste it, and this is the password. Boom, man, this is rocket, everything is done, there is no error. How funny, right? So I just hit the enter, and you see name must be provided, email address is required, password is required. Oh, yeah, and there is right the required, but there is provided. So name is required. The sound should good. Okay. Yeah, name is required. Okay. If I put the name, that's Sandeepan, you can see the password and email field is required. If I write the password field, yeah, then the password is required. After that, if I write the password, simple character, yeah, it comes with the notification. I mean the error message, one letter, one number, one special character, and no space are allowed. Okay, so I'm going to, yeah, see, everything is fine. And let's move to next stage. Click on the create account. But before that, I have to go to console to see what I am receiving. Oh my God. No, that's fine, right? You can see when I click on the create account, and that's really awesome, guys. We have received the email, the name, and the password from the React hook form. That's funny, right? So these steps are completed. So then we have to store this user information to database. And to store this into database, we have to add the MongoDB. Let me check the package.json. We already added the Mongos, I think. Yeah, we have added the Mongos. So let's create a .env file. We are not going to write the Mongos URL, I mean the MongoDB private URL to the public. So let's create a .env file on the parent folder. Here we will write all of our private information, I mean the top secret information, what you are not going to show to the public. Okay. For example, we write the node environment, node Why not env not environment? We will let you know later. First, let me write the MongoDB URI. And yeah, for now, I think these two are okay. But first thing first, we can write everything what you need. For example, the NextAuth URL, we will need this for NextAuth URL, the NextAuth secret key. We also need the Google client ID, Google secret ID. We also need the Google secret. We also need the GitHub ID. I will guide you everything, how you can create the GitHub ID, how you can, GitHub, local key, GitHub client ID, GitHub client ID. Okay, everything is perfect. Okay, fine. So what should be the NextAuth URL? The NextAuth URL, this URL is enter URL. So we are not going to use this. Yeah, this is our NextAuth URL. So NextAuth secret, Google client ID, MongoDB URI. So since we are going to use the MongoDB compass, the URI should be this. Okay, and let's create a MongoDB database first. It's called NextAuth tutorial, and for the purpose of test, we are going to create a collection which is called users. Okay, so this name should be NextAuth tutorial. Okay. So our next step is go to the app directory and create a folder which is called API, and create another folder which is called users, and inside the users we are going to create another folder called register, and inside the register we're going another file which is called routes. This is the good practice, routes.ts. Okay, our API is done. API structure is done to register a user. Okay, users. Okay, that's fine. So this should be a post function, right? Yeah, this should be a post function. Let's go to the export async function. This is the post. Okay, remove it. It should be request, because we're going to request the data from our client side. And next request should be next request. Yeah. And also we'll use the try catch here, try and catch. Okay, so try catch is done. Everything, yeah, good. So what we are going to do, we are going to catch the data from the request when user submit the create account button, and then we will catch the data from our API. So to catch the data, we are going to add request body. Since this is a async function, we can use the await request .json. Yeah, if I okay, fine, and response return. Response should be next response, and this is a JSON type response, and response. When everything is successfully done, the response should be come with message is user, right? User created successfully. Fine. Then success, SUCCESS, success is true. And if we think we are going to return something from the user, no, for now keep as it is. And regarding the error, we will use the any type of script. So again, copy this, return, but we will going to provide the error response. So to provide the error response, we are not going to success true and message. We're going to error message, and the status should be 500. The status should be 500, not 200. Yeah. Right. So we have console log everything. Now next, again go to the registration form. Let's check everything how is going. So what we have to do, I think you remember we have installed the NextJs to call the API. So in this space we are going to use the going to use the NextJs to call the API. I think that should be a good practice for us. So NextJs, this is async function. So we are going to use the average, and we will call the NextJs post. So to call the NextJs, you can, they do not provide the suggestion, no problem. We can import it from our end. Import NextJs from NextJs. Yeah, right. NextJs from NextJs. Okay, fine. So what is our API route? API route is, we can see the API route is API users and register, right? So right here, the API users, this is the users, not users and register. And the data, the payload data, we will send the data. And what we can do, we can put everything inside this variable to receive a response. Constant response equal await. Fine. Response. We can console log the response. We don't need this, but keep the data, everything perfect. Response. Yeah. So now we are going to test our API, how our API is working perfectly or not, and we are getting a response or not. So click on the create account. API users register not found. Why? We save it, export async function. Yeah, everything is fine. Export async function post request, next request, right? Everything is fine. Try guess. API users, REGISTER, API users. Oh my god, we have these are now routes. This is the route. Sorry. I'm sorry for the mistake. Typo mistake. Sorry for the typo mistake. By the way, let's create account. Boom, we got the response. You see the success response. The data we have found the user created successfully, and also our API is working fine. Awesome, guys. Our second working stage is almost completed. So you remember we have not created any database. We have not created any models. So our next steps is to create models and connect between API and models and MongoDB, and then we can create users, the database we have created here. So let's create a MongoDB connection first. then create a modals. Okay, so since this is a production grade app, so I will follow the top level of features and technologies. I think you will be like this. And if there anything if there any mistake I do, you can leave comments and I will learn from you. I have no problem. So let's create another folder inside the src, which is dbconfig. Also, you can write as a dbconfig or dbconnect, no problem. dbconnect, and there's a file dbconnect.ts. Okay, let me tell you something special. What we are going to do by dbconnect file. So regularly, for example, you have a client int. This is our client side, and make it metal, and this is our server. I mean the Mongo server. What people do, I mean the regularly when a client side call to the API and the MongoDB database, what regular way to connect between the client side and the MongoDB. For example, when you hit the API, I mean the create account, this API will hit the MongoDB, right? This API will hit the MongoDB, and once response is getting back to client side, this connection will lost. Or then second time once you try to connect to the MongoDB, then once again you will hit the MongoDB connection to try connect between your website and MongoDB. But I'm not going to do this. I'm going to, when you once hit the MongoDB to connect your database, and instantly if you hit again to the MongoDB, then it will not try to connect newly. It will reconnect using the cache. So there should be one connection, not two. So by this way, you can reduce the connection time, and you can reduce your server response time, also make the site load more faster. So let's input the Mongos first. Here we are going to show a error report. I mean the error if you forget to add the process, I mean .env file, the Mongos URI. After that, we are going to use the check the cache. You can see we have write a global variable to check the connection is available or not. And also we have done a little more advanced, like if the connection is available, then continue using the cache connection. If the connection is not found, then the try to connection new. So this is our MongoDB connection from our local to MongoDB connection code. So let's move to the route again and go to the await, write the await db connect, right? Our db connect. Okay, our database connection is done. Let's create a modal for our user. So let's create another folder inside the src called modals and create a file called users. So to save the time, I'm going to use one of my exist models. So I'll explain everything what I have used there. For example, we have used the name as a mandatory field. So if the name is not available, then as a default, it will use the anonymous and the email. Okay, email is required true. No, we're not going to use the email is required true. We can remove it, yeah, because sometimes GitHub users not provide the email account or email account ID, email ID or name. So remove the required true, and the password also not required. And UID, it's coming from Google user ID. And there is a big advantage to using roles and easy admin. Roles means since this is a production grade app, so roles means you can allow user as an author, as an admin, as a like the blog writer or as a sales executive. I mean, you can assign user is multiple roles for as a client. Okay, and easy admin, by using easy admin you can tell your website easy admin builds means this user is a full feature. They have this type of user has the full access of the site, and active, soft delete. This is the most important things, I think, but we don't need the refresh token and access token. Okay, keep as it is. Also, we have used the occupation. Fine. Forget password token. Forget person token expiry. Okay, fine. So this is our user model. So I have not write every line step by step to save time. So you can get the code for this code, everything from my GitHub. So let's move into the route again. DB connect, fine. Next response, yeah. So next, what we are going to do, we are going to throw a few validation. For example, we are going to use the validation called request body right. Okay, so next move to the next step. We have to. So guys, next let's move to the next steps. We are going to do a few validation. For example, constant. What we are receiving? We are receiving the name. We are receiving the email. We are receiving the password, right? Yeah, fine. Then let's validate if name not email not found, or password not found, or name not found, then provided error. Then the error should be customize error, missing fields. And NextAuth should be 400. There is a validation. So this type of validation can help your API to make secure. Then, since we are going to allow the unique email ID, so same people do not allow to register again. So that's why we have to do another validation. If the user is exist, then do not allow him to re-register again. I'm sorry, let's find it. And we will use the user modal user, find on, and you will use the email, not everything, fine. Email. Constant is yes, user exists. If user exists, I will copy this. Yes, user exists, then yeah, user already exists. So we have find everything perfect. Now next step is we are not going to store the plain password. Like when you have write the plain password, we are not going to store a plain password. As you can see, if I click on create next, you'll see there is a plain password, right? Yeah, you see this is a plain password. So we have to make this password to the hashed password. So make the hashed password. We will use the bcrypt.js. As I told you before, we have already installed the bcrypt.js. So let's create a salt first. Okay, let me write the steps what we are going to use. Hash the password, then we will first of all, we'll generate salt, hash the password, and save user to database, and return user. These 4 steps we are going to do there. The first of all, generate salt, constant sld salt, and we'll use the bcrypt.js, and we'll use the bcrypt.js and generate salt. It should be train, right? bcrypt.js. Let me import bcrypt bcrypt.js. Okay, it is not suggest me, so import bcrypt.js from bcrypt.js, right? Oh, there is an error because we have not installed the TypeScript version of bcrypt.js. Okay, let's install the bcrypt.js TypeScript version. I'm in the developer edition. So right, okay, so it will solve automatically this error. We have generated salt. Then do the hashed password, constant hashed password, add bcrypt.js hashed password, hash, not hash, hash, right? And our password field is there. This is still ongoing, no problem. We can move it on the password and the salt. Okay, we have hashed the password. Let's move to the next step to store the user information to the database. So constant await new user. What we are going to do, user should be name, email, and password. We are going to use the hashed password. Okay, let's save. Yeah, so what I want, I think we can check what we are storing into the database. Okay, so put this inside a variable constant saved user. Oh, fine. So we can console this to check what we are saving. So let's click again, then create next, and right, fine. Oh, there is a lots of error. Oh, we have to restart the because we have installed new module. So yarn dev. Sometimes it's happening. So I recommend you, when you have changed on any API route, so keep the site reload. That will be better to avoid errors. Okay, fine. So everything is fine. Load it. Let's write this and does hello at Sunday. This is not my email. This is just for test purpose. Okay. I have to click on the create account. Let's see. Yeah. Boom, guys. It's successfully done. The user created. You see the saved user. We have console the saved user, and we have get the result. Okay. So our user is saved. Let me check into the compass. Refresh it. Yeah. So database store successfully done into the our users save done into the database. No issue we have found. And let me click once again and see what happening. Create next. This is the bad request. Why bad request? Is because of the user already exists. Okay, fine. So next go to the registration form. Let's complete that next task from the registration form. Response. Okay. So what we have to do in this registration form? So first of all, we can do a toast notification, toast loading. Then and everything is completed, toast success, and there should be toast error, and finally toast close. For this, as I told you before, why we need the finally for this kind of behavior, this kind of task. Okay, I have removed everything. Toast success, response, fine. Okay, so let's import the toast. To import the toast, we have to integrate first. Let's first integrate the toast inside our application. Let's move to the layout. There is a navigation menu bar, children. We will integrate the toast here. So before that, let's create a context. Component db connect inside the src. Inside the src, create a folder called context. Okay, inside the context we will create the toaster. Okay, create another file which is called toaster context. Toaster context. This is a client side component. Use client, and first import it. Import toaster from React Hot Toast. But before that, call the RFC toaster context, and fine. So let's go to the React Hot Toast, and let's see how we can integrate the React Hot Toast. Button click. Where is the toaster? There is a toaster, you see. Okay, fine. So you can implement this toaster. No issue. We don't need the div. I can keep blank. We don't need the theme, success, default option. Okay, and the toaster should be reversible false. Where is the position? Top center. Make it top right. Okay, I like top bottom right. Bottom right. I think this is the thing I like this. Okay, toast option, class name keep as it is, and can we change this to 10,000? From my end, I like to keep the notification a little more longer to sometime, tech-savvy users not understand where the notification, so let them read the notification. So first of all, we will the next we will use the default style. We don't need this, and everything keep as it is. Fine. So then go to the layout, and we can implement the toaster here. So after the children, we can use the toaster context here. Toaster context. Yeah, our toaster integration is done. Then go to the register page. Sorry, register form page. Yeah. So implement this toast dot loading. What is the loading? Let me check. Use toaster, toast bar, app toast. Yeah, there is the toast. Success, custom loading. Yeah, use this toast loading. All right, here processing and React hot toast. Let me check everything is fine. Toast, React hot toast. Okay, React hot toast. We have added the React hot toast, no problem. But before that, this is not a headless UI. This is, we are going to use the React hot toast from the React hot toast, not the Shadcn UI library. And loading is done. Then success. Then there should be success, right? What is the success? This is the success, toast success. Yeah, and there should be toast error, toast error. And toast error should be come with registration failed or failed, and error message, because we have sent the message. And finally, process toast processing into the success. We will write the success user registration done, completed successfully. Okay, good. And finally, we will close the toast. Loading. There should be a function which is called the toast remove, not the toast remove, success. Not the toast remove. Toast bar, toast position. Okay, maybe this is the toast dismiss. Let me check. Oh, but before toast dismissed, we have to toast loading. Yeah. When to dismiss the toast, we have to write the toaster name. So toast dismiss. And we can put the variable here. Toast loading. Toast dismiss, toast loading. Yeah. Toast loading. No, there should be not any error. Finally, what we can do, we can add this there. Yeah, fine. We have to loading before the try catch block. Okay, so success, toast success added, and the error also we added, and the dismiss also we added. Okay, so let's check once again finally what happening with our project. So let me create the create account. Yeah, we have not put the name, the email, the password. So let's write again -s.gmail.com. Yeah, create account, remove it, and fine. Also, yeah, this the in create account. Wow, you see the user registration completed successfully. Also the loading icon was appearing. Failed, you see, failed. Why failed? Error message, because we have not get the error message. So let me check. Yeah, okay, no problem, this failed. Okay, so our user registration is completed. Let's move to the login page. Okay, to create the login page, simply we can do copy paste. register. Okay, this should be register base app auth. Yeah, copy the register and paste it here. Oh my god, what I've done. No. If I did any mistake, not should be allowed me to do any mistake. Yeah, auth. Okay, create a folder called login, and we don't register copy on it, and copy this and paste it to inside the login. You see, the login page also have done, and rename this to login page. Okay, so let's go to the login. Same thing is appearing, that not a good practice. Okay, so go to the component and users and register form and copy it and paste it here and rename to login form and tsx, right? And also change this from registration to login form, and do not need the name here, name here, and name. If you think you are not going to use this, then you can omit it. The pattern, just comment out it. Okay, and then remove everything which is name type of field. Great. Okay, so go to the login again. Oh my god, from here. Oh yeah, login from. Then go to the login page, remove the registration form to login form. Login form. Yeah, you see the email, password, and create account. And also we can change the text login to login your account. Okay, enter email and login your account. Okay, that's good, fine. Register and login. Register and login. This job is really awesome, guys. So go to the login form and change the button to login account, or keep simple login. Okay, so everything is done based on the UI. Register, login. Yeah, register, login, fine. So next, we have to work with the login form. Yeah, no problem. Login API. So to the login API, we have to integrate the NextAuth. So let's move into next steps. Create inside the app directory. Create a folder called API. Already we have the API, and inside the API we have to create a folder called auth. auth. So you can ask me. So we have to create a folder called auth, and inside the auth we have to create a folder called the NextAuth. Inside the bracket NextAuth, NextAuth, and inside the NextAuth we have to create a route.ts. So NextAuth, NextAuth, route.ts. Yeah, fine. So let's complete the NextAuth authentication. The login authentication with the credential. First, we will use the credential login authentication. Then we will use we will create the GitHub and the Google step by step. I hope you will enjoy this video till the end of the video. So export constant auth options and then providers, and finally I'll use the credentials provider, right? Yeah, provider. So the basic layout, then constant handler, and this should be NextAuth, auth options, and we have to import the NextAuth, and export the export handler as get handler as post. Okay, so primary layout is completed. Next, import the, before import we can write here the credential providers, credential provider, right? So we can import it from, oh no, they do not suggest me, so it's not a problem. Import credentials provider, import credential provider from NextAuth credentials, NextAuth providers, VID providers, credentials. Yeah, so credentials provider. Okay, that's good. We have right mistake, no, credentials, fine. So the credentials provider name should be credentials, and for credentials, and the credentials should be email, and email should, we'll leave it empty, email, and the password. Okay, there is a error. Let me say why is error. The providers, yes, this is the perfect NextAuth. Okay, let me go to the NextAuth. Github provider, credentials provider. Let me check the credentials provider. Where is the provider? And sorry, there should be credentials. Okay, so here we are going to use this, the name credentials. No issue found. The credentials. Okay, no issue found. Sorry. Okay, what we can do, we can copy this. That should be good practice for us to avoid the error. Providers, inside the providers. Yeah, credential provider, right? Okay, so we will remove this. Yeah, credentials required. Okay, fine. This is our basic layout, and let's complete the next steps. For example, okay, login. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to provide the credentials. Yes, everything is perfect. Constant user. This is the dummy user. They are provided, but we have to connect from the database. But before that, we have to get the data from the credentials. Yeah, we can leave as it is, but if I think we can remove it. No, yeah, remove it, not remove it, but wait for that. Providers, yeah, we can remove this from there. I don't need this. And next constant email, so credentials, there is an email as a string, email. Okay, we have to provide just return to avoid the error. Yeah, return email, the credentials. Okay, email, fine. Then get the password. I mean, this email we are getting from form, the input field. Here is our input field. Sorry, here is our input field. From the input field, we are getting the email address, right? So we can write the form email. Form email. Also, we have to write the password. This is a plain password. Plain password, credential password as a string. Password should be as a string, fine. And we have write the username, not username, email. Okay, fine. Authorize, okay, plain password. And then now we have to connect the DB. Okay, we can write the step by step, right? Connect to the database first, then find the email addresses, then validate the password. After that, return the this is the steps how we are going to validate the credentials. Return. Okay, connect to database. To connect the database, we will use the await db connect. You remember we have used the db connect, right? Db connect. We can import this db connect. Okay, here is the db connect, fine. Then find the email addresses. So to find the email addresses, we have to import the user model. So constant is user exist equal await user find one, right? Yes, user find model user dot find one, and there should be from email. Yeah, email from email. And then validate the if user not found. If user not found, then return null. This is a validation, basic validation. If the user not found, I mean, if someone try with the fake email, then there is a validation for the for who come to a fake email. Then next to the validate the password. This validation, I mean, the password valid only work when user found. So constant is valid password. Is valid password. So is valid password only run. Right. We can do right await bcrypt.js await bcrypt.js dot compare plain password, right? Yes, plain password we have found, and is user exit dot password. Yeah. So if password comparison is fail, we can do the same thing here. Is if password valid fail, if password is not valid, then return null. Okay. Okay, so the validation is completed. For example, the user found and the valid password also valid. So everything is perfectly done. Then we are going to use the return because we have passed everything perfectly. Return ID is 2 is user exit that ID and name name equal name. For example, if name not found, so then we can use the anonymous. There is no name found, and the email is just exist email. Okay, so the primary credential authentication is done. So before that, what we have to do, we have to, there are a few extra work. For example, we have to provide the secret key. We have to tell the NextAuth our sign-in page is different. So there is an additional configuration what we have to done here. So let's move in the auth configuration. Yes, right. Then right here, for example, the secret SSC should be process.env our NextAuth secret .env, or the name we have brought down NextAuth secret. Yeah, we have to write a secret key here, NextAuth secret as a string. Yeah, this is the secret SECRET secret. Yeah, then there should another task which is pages. Pages is the object. So we are going to use a custom page which is login. So sign in. This login page, this is the login. When someone hit the login, then the login, this page will appear. For this, we have access this, right? Then after that, we will use the session, which is most important thing. So session like strategy equal JWT. We are using the JWT. Also we'll use the MaxJs and update is. Okay, so let me explain the MaxJs. MaxJs means the session turnaround time. So if I convert into millisecond to second, like 60, for example, if I keep it for 30 days, we can 30 days equal to 30 days into 24 hours, right? Per day equal 24 hours, and per hour into 60 minutes, and 60 per minute into 60 seconds. Okay, this is for 30 days, and we will change for every day the update. Okay, so the session is completed, the providers is completed, and there is an error next to the options. So to avoid this error, what we have to do, we have to call a type for this auth options. The type should be NextAuth options, NextAuth options, right? NextAuth options, and then I think the error should be gone. Yeah, fine, the NextAuth options, they are gone. So there is another error. The bcrypt.js has supported number. Oh my god, the bcrypt is not comes with the bracket. Just remove it. Yeah, I think everything is fair and lovely. And also I think for the development phase we have to debug it. If there any error you have found, then it will appear on this console. So let's move to the debug. Not true. This debug we are going to, when node environment is development, if the node environment is in development, then the debug will true, then the debug will show there. But if the node environment is production, then the debug will false. So to do this, write here the process.env node environment equal production, not production, development. Okay. So debug will be done there. Everything is good. The credential providers. Okay. We don't need this. Yeah. We don't need this. Sorry. Form email, credentials email, find email address, fine. So everything is perfect and fair and lovely, right? And finally, we have to write the NextAuth secret for the purpose of test. You can write there, you write your secret here, but like for me, let's write your secret here. Okay, great. So let's test what we have done. So go to the login form, right? Yeah, there we have come across to the login form. From there, we are going to hit the NextAuth authentication. We don't need this. We don't need this, so we can remove it. Okay, no problem. Keep as it is, no problem. And we have to hit the API by this button. Okay. So the response, yeah, we don't need this response, especially this exhaust, because we are going to use the NextAuth sign-in function. So just simple change this line. Okay, then it will be fine. Let's use the NextAuth sign-in. Wait, sign in NextAuth. Okay, fine. Then this is a credentials type. This is the type credentials, CREDEN, and credentials type, and the data should become, how do you going to send data email and data password, and this is the password. Okay, yeah, and we will go the redirect false. I think that's perfect. How we understand the logged in working or not? So here we can console it, return logged in successfully. Logged in successfully. Also, there is another way we can see it by the storage. Application cookies. Here you see the NextAuth callback URL and CSRF token. Okay, so first let's create a register account. The Sandeepan Das, and the email should be hello@sandeepandas.net. This is my email. So just purpose of test, I'm going to keep it there, and the password, I don't like to forget it, so can keep it there for the purpose of for gotten. So right, this should be password. Okay, so create account, user registration complete successfully, and we have found it. Let's check the database, refresh it. Yeah, everything fair and lovely, my dear friends. So let's go to the login. Okay, then I will use this, right? And also we'll use this password. Fine. What I will do, login. Yeah, login. Processing, user registration completed. Oh my god, I have not saved it yet. Registration, not login from. Yeah. Oh, this notification is arise. Let me check the login is done or not. Not yet be done. Why not done yet? Okay, user logged in down. User route. Okay. DB connect, compare plain password. Let me console everything. Is user exist? Return null. Then he'll found where is our error. First of all, check the credentials. Then check the user exists or not. This is the way how we can debug everything. Okay, is valid password. Okay, no need this. Yeah, I think we need this. Yeah, fine. So go to there and write hello shandipan-.net and write the password here, the correct password. If I click on the login, you'll see the credentials found. That means the credentials comes perfectly. Correct login, yes, and true. That means this is working perfectly. And sorry, I have to write there. Yeah, the system is passed. Yeah, also the user is exist. Oh my god, I did a mistake. If user not found, if password is not valid, sorry man. I'm sorry for this mistake. Okay, no problem. And go to the login. Yeah, it's working. You see, there is a new session is available there. Token session, you see. So the login is successfully done. Only for the tiny mistake, we have not signed this. That's why. Okay, no problem. It's happening, man. It's happening. So login from user logged in. User logged in successfully. User logged in successfully. User logged in. Successfully logged in. Sorry, successfully logged in. Successfully signed in. No problem. Yeah. Okay, so we can check our session data. Okay, so but before that, if someone logged in, we can redirect from this page to the home page. Like when you logged into this site, you don't like to see the login page again. You will like to see it redirect to home page or the dashboard page or any other page. That will be a better approach. So let's do it. Once you logged in, then this page will redirect you to the another page. For example, the dashboard or the home page. So let me create a dashboard. That will be fine. User registration. Okay, fine. API. Okay, app. inside the app folder, create another folder called dashboard, and there should be create a page.tsx, and sorry, this should be dashboard page, and this dashboard page should be restricted. Only for logged in user can visit this page. We will restrict this page, but before that we have to redirect user from login form to dashboard page. So to redirect user, we have to use the use router from the Next.js. Okay, here we can use the to redirect user, use router. Okay, fine. Constant router equal, so router use router. Okay, use router. This suggests me to use the used router from the next router, but this is not the next router. We will use the next navigation. Fine. User next navigation. Fine. Yeah. We have used the router, and after the logged in successfully, here we will redirect user to the another page. This is router.push into dashboard, and keep in mind Next.js default store the cache, I mean the router cache. So we have to clean the router cache or refresh the router cache before after logged in. So they refresh. That's a good approach. Okay, so let me delete everything, delete the token, and let's log in again, and put the password here. What is my password? Yeah, there is my password. Then login, processing. Yeah, you see, if now if you want to go login, yeah, still you can see the login page. So I don't recommend, even no one recommend to see the login page. Once you have logged in, then login page should be restricted. Okay, so we'll do it later, no problem, or no, we can do it right now, no problem. Okay, so let's go to this is the form. So we have done the work on the form. Then go to the login page. Login page. Since you remember Next.js always all of the pages by default render by server-side render, so we have to redirect based on server-side rendering. So to redirect from the server side, we can use the get server session, which is Next.Auth feature. So use the constant session which get server session, right? Oh, it's awesome. And get server session, and also this is async function. We will convert to async function because it's a server-side function. So if session found, then it will be redirect to home page. I mean, people do not allow to visit this page or redirect. Okay, redirect. Oh my god, this should be next navigation. Next navigation. Sorry. Next navigation. Yeah. So now if you want to go to login, it's not allow you to go to login. Even we can do same thing on register page, because once a user logged in, they do not allow to check the register page. Can go to the register page, regist or register user or register. Yeah. So what we can do, we can copy it from the login page and paste it here. Also, this should be a async function. This should be a async function. Okay, and input the get server session. Also input the redirect from the next navigation. Okay, now you can see you cannot go to the register page, you cannot go to the login page. It's automatically redirect to home page. Okay, so our next steps should be we implement the another provider, for examples the Google provider, the GitHub provider with our Next.js. So now let's dive into the logout feature. Already we have checked the login and register. Then now let's go to the logout. How we can implement the logout. So since we have created a menu bar, let's move to the menu bar, navigation menu bar. Here we will implement the logout. Okay. So to implement the logout, we will use the button plus on click. We'll use the default NextAuth sign out function. Sorry, this is the NextAuth sign out function. Okay, fine. Let me implement. Okay, it's not important by default. Okay, we'll import it by default from here. Import sign out from NextAuth. From NextAuth React. Okay, this is the sign out button. So to sign out button, I will design a few things for before that. We can see this logout is available. Okay, so if I click on the logout, it will be log out from, you see, when you click the logout, the token is removed and we can now visit the register page. So already we implement the NextAuth server-side authentication. So now to use it on client-side component, we have to use the client-side rendering and the NextAuth client-side rendering. To use the NextAuth client-side rendering, we can use a technique. By default, as per you know, the Next.js 13, all of the component or pages rendering server-side rendering, but we have to use the NextAuth is in our client side. So that's why let's move create a component or a function for the client side rendering. So let's first create a component, a context first. Here should be a context which is called auth context. We will use client. Let's move to the I'll add the session provider from the NextAuth. Import session provider from NextAuth React. From NextAuth React, yes, session provider. Fine. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So let's add it as a session provider, and also it will use the children here. And we will also add the children from there. And there I'll use the props. My props, it should be interface. Let's create an interface. And the name is iProps. And write the children. And it should be React Node. React Node. Yeah. So we have added the context. This so next auth context, we will implement the auth context to our layout. So go to the layout. Here after the body and before the body, we will add the auth context. Okay, this is the primary work is completed. Then sorry, let me check it. My mistake. We'll add not the auth context, we'll add the session provider from auth context. Session provider from auth context. Yes. So let's import the session provider from the context. Import session provider from context. Session provider. This is called auth context. Yeah. So this is the way. So this is the way how you can implement this. Then add the session and auth options. So add these the right get session async, and this should be async. Get session async, right? Async, okay, and get session from the auth option. Yeah. Okay, this should be session. Okay, fine. And get server side session. Okay, it's not importing by default. We will import it, no problem. Yeah, and that should be okay. Okay, so that was fine. I think maybe I did a mistake for inside the auth option, or I have not passed the session. No problem. So I have to pass the session from there, and also the session. This session, and this session will load from NextAuth. So this session will load from import session from NextAuth, right? This is the perfect. So session, right? Okay, good. So go to the layout, auth options. Okay. Refresh it, resume. Okay, I think I have typo mistakes from there. Yeah. Okay, let's use the session in our client-side component, which is navigation menu bar. Let's move into the navigation menu bar, and what we will implement, if the session found, then the login and register button will be hide, and if the session not found, then login and register will be visible. And same condition with logout. If user logged in, session found, then logout will be visible. If user not logged in and session not found, then logout will be hide. Okay, so let's import it. Okay, we can move it to there, no problem. Yeah. Okay, let's import the session first. Constant. We are going to add and get the data from session. Use session. Okay, import it. Oh, my bad. I have to write everything to load. Okay, no problem. Sorry, let's sign out and use session. Great. Okay, we can check what we are getting in our console log. Here you can see if there any console. Yeah, the session is null, right? So let's log in. I think I have the stored somewhere our login ID and password. Yeah, the login ID and password I stored there, no problem. So here I applied the email and the password. Login. Yeah, you see the user available. So when I log in, the session is found, which is visible on the console. So the session is found, which is visible in console. Let's use this condition. If the session found, right there. If the session not found, then show this menu item. If the session found, then show the button. Okay. Yeah, right. Wow, everything is hide. I mean, everything means the menu bar is hide. So let's apply a few custom class, a few class with mesh with the, oh my god. Yeah, class name. Yeah, great. You see, logout, fine. And we can use the uppercase also here, uppercase. Yeah, so your logo, logout. Since already we have logged in, so that's why the logout button is appearing. Fine, right? And if I click on the logout, then there is no session is null, and the login register menu is appearing. Once again, if I log in to my account using my ID and password, then the session will available and the login register is site. And in the meantime, you can see the page is here to the dashboard. And if I click on the dashboard, let me check. Yeah, the dashboard. Where is the dashboard? Yeah. So let's restrict the dashboard page. Here you can see the when user don't have any session or logged in, they are able to visit the dashboard page. So let's restrict the logout page. The dashboard page. So what we can do it by server-side rendering or the client side. So I think we can do the server-side rendering because it's a dashboard. So this is the security must be important. So let's use the session from there. Fine. So use get session, and this should be async function, and use the redirect. So what do you do? Oh my god, again it's not importing, no problem. We'll import this by this. Okay, so if session not found, then it will be redirect to home page. So now if I try to visit dashboard, then it will be not allow me to visit this, you see. Okay, so if I try to visit dashboard, then redirect to login page. That should be a good practice. Yeah, that should be a good dashboard. Yeah, it's redirected me login page. Okay, that's fine. We have done the many things, so let's remove the comments and the consoles, so it will be more clean and fresh. Okay, let's move to the next steps. Implement the GitHub and Google login. Let's go to the Next.Auth. I prefer to visit the page from there, but if you want, you can visit, open the page from there, like app, auth, you see. API, and then auth, and then Next.Auth, then route.js. So whatever you choose, I am using this way, like press Ctrl P and search the page name. For example, the home page. You see the page, so I am going to home page. This is the home page. This one, home page. You can see plus name, font, black, font, black, text, 5 Vercel. Okay, text, center. I can see if I click on the go to the home page, fine. Okay, then again login. Okay, next close it. Close the navigation menu, layout, everything fine. Just we need two pages. One is component, one is API route. The API route is Next.Auth, and the component we need, which is login provider. This component will work on these two pages same time. Okay, so first thing first, we are going to use the two different login provider, GitHub and Google. So let's create a array first, constant providers and number one should be Google. Provider name is GitHub, and if we need, we can use in future icon. Yeah, and this is number one, and number two also provider name is Google. And this is the way. This is the best practice, I think. From my end, I trust this is the best practice to write less code. You can see here we have implement two buttons, right? So by creating an object, we can write only only single button and individual features. So let's create a map function, providers dot map. This should be provider and index. Okay, that's fine. And button, I don't need this button. Yes, it's good. And key should be index. Fine. So let's name it provider name. Okay, provider name, not provider name, right? Provider name. Okay, we don't need this button, two button. I'll remove this, fine. If I go and visit this, you can see same, no difference. Okay, and name should be GitHub and Google. So if you want, you can use a class name and use capitalize, and you can see the capitalize Google and GitHub. Fine. So let's next use, we have to use the NextAuth sign-in function. So to use the NextAuth sign-in function, we can call a custom function, constant handle OAuth sign in. There should be provider and a string. This should be a string. So I have to sign in provider. Right. The sign in should be come from NextAuth import sign in from NextAuth. Okay, so we can implement directly on this button, but from my end, I think this I like this way to call this. So let's click on the handle, on click, and use the handle auth sign in and use the provider name. Provider name, right? Yes. Provider use to provider name. Yeah. Why this happening? No problem. Sign in. Provider, okay, no problem. Oh, fine. So everything is fine. Provider name, it should come with Google. I can console it. If this is perfect, okay, fine. And let's click on the Google, remove it, and click on Google. Right. That should be not work because we have not implement the provider here. So we have to now implement the provider here. I mean on the route file of the NextAuth. So our login provider, I mean the form task is completed. Let's dive into the route file. So after the provider, we can write here the Google provider. First GitHub provider. Okay, we can copy it from the NextAuth website also, no problem. Go to the NextAuth and go to the GitHub. You will see the provider. Here you'll find the GitHub GitHub. So here is the GitHub provider. So you can see the GitHub provider, or also you have to import this GitHub provider from NextAuth, yeah, and also you'll add the Google provider same time. Sorry, this is the GitLab, not GitHub. And this funny GitHub provider, right? This is the GitHub provider, and use a comma there, and the GitHub provider. Yes, this is the GitHub provider. Fine. After that, next add the Google provider. Go to the Google provider, copy it from there, and Google provider, use the comma here and import the Google provider. Okay, everything is fair and lovely, and there is an error because the TypeScript errors. To avoid the TypeScript error, we can write a simple tricks here as a string. The error will gone. Also on this, write as a string, and same as on this line, and same as on this line, as a string, and the error is gone. So, but error is gone on this line, but we know we have not set up the Google client ID yet, the Google client secret, the GitHub client ID, and GitHub secret, which is most important. So let's move into next step to create the Google client ID, client secret, Google client, GitHub client ID, and GitHub client secret. So next, click on there, Google Cloud Console. Yeah, go to the Google Cloud Console. Fine. So here you will find this menu. Go to the API services and go to here you can click on the local development, my current project from there. So I don't want to show you that my current exists project, so let me create a new one that will be better for you to learn. So click on this button and click on new project and write your project name here. Oh, already you have 3 projects remaining in your quota. Request to increase details. No problem, I can use the different account. That will be better for me. Yeah. Okay, developer, the new project. Okay, and write the project name. Okay, the project name is, you have 11 project remaining in our quota. Request increase, no problem, we don't need to increase it. Yeah, Next-Auth tutorial. No special, oh sorry, yeah, no organization, create. The project is creating, you can see here. Great, the project is created, and select the project, right? You can see on the top there the Next.Auth tutorial is available there, and go to the credential. And create a credentials. There should be OAuth client ID, okay? Configure consent screen, and this should be external. Create app name, and this is the NextAuth tutorial. Okay, app name, and I will use my email address for now, and app logo, leave it, or upload a logo, no problem. Okay, I can use my photo, no problem. Okay, so app domain, application homepage. What will be our domain homepage? The homepage should be our localhost. Okay, the application homepage, this localhost, and we don't have any policy link and don't have any service link, so keep as it is. Save, and developer email address is request highly mandatory, so I will use my gmail.com. Okay, fine. Save and continue. Okay, go to the credential is created. Yeah, right. Now add a user. Okay, create credentials with client ID application. Yeah. So once again, go to the create credentials and OAuth client ID, and they should be web applications. Okay, so name is localhost. Okay, no, NextAuth tutorial, and authorized to direct URL. We will create it later. Creating. This is my client ID. So do not use my client ID on your side, because I will remove this app after creating this tutorial video. So copy it and I'll paste it here, and then second client secret, copy it, and no, I don't want to show you the client secret. Okay, no problem, keep as it is. Okay, so once again, go to the next tutorial. You'll find there the authorized to direct URL. Okay, we have to add a URL, but before that we have to collect the URL. Let's move to our site, refresh this. Okay, and click on the Google. Boom, there is an error, access blocked, this app is requested invalid. So click on the error details. You'll find there is a link, a redirect URL. We have to add this redirect URL into the Google authorized redirect URL. Okay, to save this, and it will take some time, like few seconds or a few minutes, so you have to wait. In the meantime, we can create the GitHub secret, right? So go to the GitHub, go to the GitHub account, and let's go to the settings, and also developer settings, and on the left side you will find the OAuth apps. You see there are a few OAuth apps already created. So click on the new OAuth app, application name, NextAuth tutorial, NextAuth tutorial, and homepage URL should be localhost, callback URL, keep as it is. The localhost will change it later. First open a URL, then generate new client secret. This is our client ID, GitHub client ID, and generate new client ID. They will ask the password from me, so let me write my password. Here is my client secret, so copy it and paste it there. Okay, my client secret was created from GitHub, and here the redirect URL, we will add the auth callback GitHub and update the applications. That's fine. Okay, so next go to our main page, done, and localhost 3000. Okay, fine. Next, go to login. You see the email, password. We are going to use the Google. Click on the Google. Boom. That's great, buddy. So here you can use this Gmail address to log in. You see, we have successfully logged in, and our sign in and sign out page is hide from, the login and registration page button is hide from the navigation bar, and logout is available. If I go to our MongoDB, we can see the new Gmail address also added. Yeah, you see? No, it is not added. So what we have to do, it's because of we have done a mistake and we have skip a feature, which is, so go to the Next.Auth. You can see there is an adapter. Let me find it. Adapter, MongoDB adapter, ADAPTER adapter. No. Here you will find the adapter. Where is the adapter? Yeah, this is the adapters, and go to the MongoDB. Yeah, you see. Okay. So what you have to do, we have to install the adapter. Since we are using MongoDB, so install this adapter first. Okay, it's installing. Step by step. Fine. And we have to create a MongoDB adapter file inside our library folder. We can name the file called MongoDB adapter. This is the MongoDB adapter.ts, and we can copy it from there and paste it. Okay, so we have to create the adapter perfectly. We have to add this adapter inside our NextAuth route. So write the adapter here. This should be MongoDB adapter, and we will, the adapter name is client promise. So this is the client promise. Yeah. So we have implemented the adapter, and also we have to create another models which calls the account. Here's the models. So I have already created a model called account. I will copy it and paste it here. That will save our time. So you can check the account models from my GitHub. So I'm not going to pass the time here to create an adapter, to write provider, blah blah blah. So here you can see you have write everything done. So let's check the site. Okay, and go to our NextAuth and log out from there. Refresh it, and I recommend you, since we have added the new package, so once stop the server and run again. That will be a fresh site when you restart it. And refresh this. Great. So go to the login and go to the GitHub. Google. and I'll use, for example, these email addresses. Okay, we have logged in successfully. Here you can see. Okay, and then go to the MongoDB database. There is 3 items. You'll find 4 items. You see, this is working fine, and no issue. Then no issue. If I refresh it, there should be a new items, which is accounts. You see. Okay, same time logout, and once again login from GitHub. There should be an issue. Client ID is required. Maybe we have not implemented the client ID, login provider, and the environment file, GitHub client ID, and go to the route, and here GitHub client ID, GitHub secret. No problem. GitHub ID. Okay. No problem. That is a mistake. Okay. So next move to the GitHub. Wow. Fine. If I click on the authorize Sandidas, boom. Yeah, we have logged in via GitHub. My dear friends, that's awesome. So let's go to the database and refresh it. Wow. It's awesome, right? It's really awesome. Refresh it. Yeah, it's awesome. So let's upload this site to Vercel. How do you think? That will be good practice, right? So before that, we have to create a GitHub repository to upload these into Vercel. Go to the GitHub and repository. I'll create a new repository. Already I have a same name, no problem. What is this? Okay, no problem. Next.auth tutorial with Next.js MongoDB. Okay, I think that should fine, because I have already a repository which is called the Next.auth tutorial. So I just add a new name, MongoDB. Okay, with Mongo. Okay, no problem. Keep it simple, and we'll description Next.auth tutorial with Next.js public. Fine. Create repository. Okay, we'll add. Already we have committed, right? Let me check if I done any. Can I initialization it? No. Okay, save. Let's add the git add a. Okay, then git commit m. First I don't know the first initialization, and then add the git remote add, origin neutral with Next.js. Okay. Select the first commit and then commit it. Okay, refresh this. Oh, I have committed, but git not push. Git push. Okay, fine. So now refresh this, git push. Okay, everything's perfect. Okay, so now go to the Vercel. I'm going to log into Vercel and let's upload it. What is the name? NextAuth tutorial with Next.js. Okay, fine. NextAuth tutorial with Next.js. Fine. Add new project. This should be from, yeah, import it. NextAuth tutorial with Next.js. Perfect. First deploy this and get a URL. So its deployment is ongoing. It will take some time. In the meantime, let's move to the MongoDB. We're going to connect with the MongoDB. Then sign in. We'll log in to the MongoDB using Google. Collections, yeah. Create a collection, create a database which calls the NextAuth tutorial, and the collection name should be users for first collection, and create it. Yeah, it was created, done. Okay, so already I have a few things here that you can see. So you can see the database access from there. We can create access. Okay, so add new database user for password. What we can do, we can auto-generate password, and the user should be a new name. Okay, good. Now next, go to the Vercel app. Our project is completed. You can see, congratulations, our project is completed. So that's really awesome. The home page is appearing perfectly. So let me check everything is fine. You can see, so our link, our project link, continue to dashboard. Yeah, so our project link is this domain. Just go to settings and environment. You'll find the environment variable here. So right here, the value, the NextAuth URL should be this. Yeah, NextAuth URL should be this, and add another. The node environment should be production. Also, the MongoDB URL will write there later. Yeah, and we'll not need more few. NextAuth URL, NextAuth secret, Google client ID, Google client ID, NextAuth secret, Google client ID, Google client secret, GitHub ID. URL is this, right? So we'll add this URL in the Google console. Okay. Yep, API. Okay, fine. Yep, added in the Google console. Then let's move to the GitHub, NextAuth tutorial, and change the URL from there. Oh, sorry, change the URL from there. You're right. And in future, I will change it in the secret key. Yeah, so update it, fine. And yeah, So I have not refreshed it. Let me check the database. Refresh. Oh, boom. Fine. It's logged in. It's database created successfully. That's nice. Let me try to log in. Let me try to log in. hello@shandipandas.net. The password processing successfully signed in. Boom. Wow. The success is done. Yeah, fine. So signed in successfully, then log out from there and then try to using Google. I think Google should be fixed it. Yeah, Google is working. Yeah, fine. Google authentication also working fine. Let's refresh this. I hope that should be done. Yeah, it's working fine. Even accounts is creating. Everything fine. So log out. And then log in. Let's try the GitHub. Yeah, logged in successfully. So fine. So I think you enjoy this video. And one more thing, let me try something different, like let's change few outlook of this site. For example, the login, the register. Okay, I hope you will like this. And dev. Okay, fine. But before that, check if there any console. If I leave any console log, uncomment console log. Yeah, there is console log, which I have to comment out because I don't want to people see this. Login from, that's fine. Yeah, so go to there and localhost. I have not run it. Yarn dev, right? Yeah, so let's move to this. Okay, it's running out. Fine. Log out from there. Yeah, so it's logged out. So go there and open this Revalent file explorer. Okay, NextAuth tutorial. Go to the public. I have few images which I will include it into this project, and that should be looks like beautiful. Tutorials, search React auth, fine, public. Okay. Okay, fine. So let's implement this images one in our login form, and another is in our registration page. Login page. So let's do it. BG. Since we are using Tailwind, that should be a little tricky to use images. So, but nothing to worry. I'll add this. Our image name is. What is our image name? This is should be auth BG or JPG. Auth. Okay, auth BG or JPG. And image should be the fixed and busy cover. Also, this is for login page, and go to the registration page. registration page. How is the registration page, man? Okay, no problem. Register page, sorry, register page. Okay, I'll use same CSS from, and this is the busy reg registration. Okay, fine. And login. Wow. Registration. Nice. A logo, home page. Okay, so everything is perfect. So I think let me write a few text to make sure the site is looks more professional. The page, where is the page? Yeah. So text 5 pixel. Okay, fine. That's great. Can we use the pages zinc and we use there? This zinc here. No problem. I go to the body. Layout. Where's the layout? Layout and basis zinc. I use this, no problem. Yeah, fine. And on the page, text right. Select. Access. Okay. Text page, text Excel, fine. Leading 6. Oh my god. Leading snag, relax, loose. Relaxed. Okay. That should be fine. We can add a p tag to write more few text. Yeah. Justify between item center, non flex column. Okay. Okay, text center should be non-edge. Okay, and there's class name text lg excellent. Nice. So that should nice. Yes, and the text. Excel LG text 5 pixels, same as LG text relaxed. Okay, fine. So that is okay. Our login page working fine. Our registration page also working fine. Everything is great. So guys, we can add the image there if we want, but no need. So thank you so much for your time, and There you have it. We have successfully created Next.js app with Next-Auth authentication, and it integrated the React hook form, and we have connected the MongoDB. Also, we have uploaded into the Vercel and use the Shadcn UI library. So I think you have learned some essential skills in this tutorial, and I hope it has been a valuable experience for you. If you found this tutorial helpful, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends who are developers, and of course click that subscribe button and the notification bell to stay up to date with my latest tutorials. Your support means the world to me. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Happy coding. Love you guys.